flashing. Okay. Alright, so this is for eBay, Craigslist, OfferUp, all those other places. This is my 1960s Besson professional English-made E-flat tuba. Because it's a full compensating. It's got the 3 valves plus the 1. It's got the secondary tubing for the compensation. So if you don't know what compensating is, it's basically once you start getting into the extremely high or the extremely low registers, it actually switches to the secondary tubing when you depress the 4th one to keep it in tune, which drops it down about anywhere from a quarter to about almost a half a step to keep you in tune on those lower notes. Originally, it had some crumpling on the bell. I don't know if you can see it very well, but here you can see some of the spots where the bell was repaired and straightened out. You can see the original Besson logo. It has a few dents at the bottom here. It's got one here on the ridge down here, small bump down here on the ball. Because it's got a couple dents on this particular tube, and then this slide. The slides move, as you can see, because I just recently had them greased up and they move just fine. You know, this middle one is a little harder to move, but it moves nonetheless. It could use another deep cleaning, because here it has the original valves and original pistons. As you can see, these aren't aftermarket. The original ones, it's hard to tell, but they actually are numbered. And they're in really good condition, has really good compression. I changed out the springs. The original springs weren't bad, but they were a little stiff for me, so I went with the lighter Besson springs over the older, harder Besson springs. So it has much faster, smoother action. It's not as crippling on the hand as it used to when I first started playing. It has the original rings for marching. As I said, this was a professional brass band tuba, and thus it has the rings for strap if you want to march with it. It comes with the original, it's hard, I don't know if you can see it, but it comes with the original Besson 13 mouthpiece. This one was kind of beat up when I first got it. It has a couple nicks and scratches. I've had it silver replated, so that one is in like new condition right there with, you know, a few scratches and nicks here and there. But otherwise it's been replated, so there's no issues there. And you know, it's the smaller shank, not the largest shank mouthpiece. So if you are going to buy a mouthpiece, you want to make sure that you get the smaller, old school Besson shank. One of the an easy way to tell whether you have the right mouthpiece or not is a lot of manufacturers will put an L or an S. So if you were, like one of the mouthpieces I was considering was the Dennis Wick line. And the thing about the Dennis Wick line is all of their, the majority of their tuba mouthpieces have an L after it, which means it's the large bore. But they're still used to the old British style instruments, so you will have, let's say, like their Heritage D2 and then their Heritage D2L. Their D2 is their small shank and their D2L is the larger American shank. Other than that, the instrument is, you know, it's in need of a new relacquering, but honestly, you know, I've played it like this. It doesn't affect the sound. It's in really good shape, especially considering its age. I've had a couple questions about the tone of quality and the compression, and I'll just play a little bit here, you know, and you can tell that it has no leaks, it has no compression issues. It's had the corks changed, so there's no leaks there. It still has the lyre mount with the screw on there that works just fine. You know, it has the original caps, it's been refelted and all that good stuff. There were, because it's hard to tell, but there were a couple of spots where, yeah, you can see it was resoldered from, you know, some old joints. But other than that, it's been kept in really good condition. I have the original Besson case. You know, the case is a little beat up, but it works just fine. It has wheels. It needs a new handle, but other than that, you know, it's in okay condition. You know, I would probably consider getting a gig bag in the future if you wanted to carry it around, because it is a very large and cumbersome case. So yeah, so here you can play a little bit and give you an idea of some of the sound and the compression and how tight this instrument is. I actually favored this over my newer tuba because it has such a mellow, sweet tone to it. Even though the concert tuba that I ended up buying to replace it is more commonly used, this one I played a lot in like Salvation Army brass, and I think it's a perfect solo instrument or a small group instrument that gives it that sweet tone. And there it is on eBay. And if it does get shipped, it will be shipped with the original case, most likely through FedEx Ground. It might not be boxed. It may be boxed. It really depends on if I can find a box big enough, but it most likely will be just shipped in the case by itself. It will come with the mouthpiece, and that's about it right there.